Hello, Will Epic Adventurers. Here we are looking at this Magicycle Cruiser Pro again. But here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of all the accessories that have been added to, attempted to add to, and taken away from this bike. And I just want you to know, as I go through them, I'm trying to give a very honest opinion of what happened to the reasons that they were installed, where they're installed, and how they were installed or uninstalled, whichever the case may be. I did, when I purchased this bike, we purchased this bike, we got a package deal where we got the basket, the rear rack, a lock, mirrors, a speaker, an extra light, and I think that's it. So that all came in pieces. Oh, and a helmet. As I told you, the helmet finally came in. The basket came in first, which was a little bit of a pain to put on, but we got it on. I have since modified that. I'll go over that in just a minute. We got the helmet in a couple months later. That I haven't used just because I already had provisions. So anyway, but it was a nice helmet, don't get me wrong, it was nice. I'm not expecting high quality accessories at all, but I do expect accessories that work. That being said, let me jump in here. First thing you're going to notice is on the back of my top bag here, I have a pile of accessories. I have a reflector, I have a lock, and I have a mirror. Keep those in mind. We're going to come back to those. Okay? Now, as I told you, I found my own cup holder and put that on. I did not have it on in any of the other videos, but I decided to go ahead and add it on for this video just to kind of show you what we're dealing with here. Let me do a over the top. You can see how close this is in proximity of sitting on it. So it's not the most comfortable. Not only that, I have found that when I put my bottle in here and it starts to sweat, it drips down into the battery, which bothers me. I don't want any moisture going into the battery because it will drip straight down into this crack here where the connectors are. So I have opted probably to just go and take that back off, and I'll have to carry my water back here in my bag. You'll also see the Magicycle seat is back on it. If you watched the previous video about comfortable seats, you'll see where I'm at on that dilemma. That is still a work in progress. What I did find is I can get on the bike a little easier, and I can touch the ground a little better, more securely, should I say. Not flat-footed yet, but I can touch the ground with this new fancy a suspension seat post that's automatically going to give me like 1.5 inches up off the frame. So I went back with the Magicycle seat versus my seat that I found at Walmart that was extremely comfortable. So I've got a new seat post on order that will not have any kind of suspension in it, and it should allow me to use my more comfortable seat, and hopefully it will help me with my suspension issue, the seat itself, not the actual post. We'll see. That comes in tomorrow. I'll decide after I try that one out. So let's move forward. Let's talk about the mirror. Mirror, okay, cool. Mirror. It's plastic, cool shape. It's not not round like a lot of them are. And I wish it had a reflector back here. The reason is, remember this reflector over here. All right, this reflector here was with a light. And right now, with where this light is assembled or installed, you can't put the reflector on it. I would have to put the light right here on the basket. The problem putting the light on the basket is when I turn the handlebars, the light turns with it, which is ideal. If it's here, it's always going to be straight forward, which is not ideal. Okay? Sorry, Magicycle. Pitiful choice. Position for a light, nada. Absolutely not. So now I don't have a reflector on the front of the vehicle, on the front of the bike, which I prefer to have, and I don't. Being that is how it is, I'm probably going to end up putting some sort of reflective stickers or something here, or something. I will figure out something to at least give me some reflectivity in front. I do not ride a lot in the dark, so that is fine. But let's move up, since we're talking about lights. Let's move up to this little bad boy. This little guy right here is really cool. However, Magicycle, it doesn't fit on the handlebars. Even without my accessory bar here, there's no room for it because of these cables. The way it assembles is or the way you put it on and off to charge it, is you have to turn it and get it off the base. You'll see the base. So you've got to be able to turn it. If I put it back here to these handlebars, I couldn't turn it between these two items, over there nor over here. So it would not fit on the handlebars for nothing in the world. Thankfully I had this bar on here, because if I didn't, I would not be able to use this light. So putting it on is still somewhat tricky, but nowhere near as difficult as trying to put it back here on the handlebars to put it on. Okay, you might be saying, well, why take your GoPro off and all this other stuff? Okay, fine, but I want my GoPro on kind of as my dash cam of the bicycle, plus it catches some of my Wheel Epic adventures. It's really cool. And I like this mount because it turns, okay? I can get all sorts of view with that, and I like it. The batteries inside here allow me to recharge this or recharge this, which is now on here, and it's cool. The charging ports are underneath here. I think I did a little bit of review on this. I'm really loving this. Could have been a little longer, fine, maybe, but then it would have gotten in the way of the brakes. So I think the size I got was just perfect. This light right here, let me go back to this. This light is the bomb. I prefer this light over the Magicycle's battery-driven light, or inline light, you might want to call it. This one is bright. You can make it flash. You can put it on different settings. It's rechargeable. It doesn't take away from the battery of my bike. And whenever I get out here riding, I tend to ride until my battery's down like 20-something%. So I am hesitant to use my light because of the batteries. This right here is a game changer. Wonderful accessory, don't get me wrong. Magicycle, it just doesn't fit this bike. It would not go on these handlebars. It would not turn because of your cables and your control head for your screen. And over here it wouldn't turn because of the control head of the screen and the way this bar is bent. I would have to have a different, more flat handlebar for this light to work on the handlebars. Thus, I've got it on a flat accessory extension bar. Really like it, okay? So you've probably noticed, got the speaker too. Now, I'm not a big proponent of riding around blasting my music. I don't do it on my motorcycle, and I'm not going to do it on the bicycle. However, I think this is a really cool accessory because if I am riding and I'm not in crowds, you know, which I do know of some places I might be riding in the future and I won't be in a crowd, and I'll probably have that on in case my headset goes dead. I usually ride with an earbud in all the time. I don't ride with two earbuds in because it's unsafe. So I like that as having as a backup. It also has the time on it, which is fine. Unfortunately, the time is military time, and it's going to flash because of the LED screen.
Power off.
I'm not a fan of the military time format, but Magicycle has that on there as well. I can't change it, so I deal with it. It's really nice because this speaker, I finally got it to mount securely, and it comes out of its cradle, and you can take it with you, and that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a neat little speaker. I think I also won one from a photo contest. I'm looking forward to having another one, just so I can probably put it on my motorcycle just to have an extra, just to have extra. You never know when you might need that speakerphone capability when your headsets go dead, because I do wear a Sena headset when I'm on my motorcycle. I have been known to run that thing dead, and the only way I can talk on the phone is to pull over, pull up my phone and talk. So if I have the speakerphone capability, that would allow me to keep myself hands-free and true to my safety consciousness of not touching the phone. Hopefully I'll get the one that I won, and I think I had won another set of mirrors and or a speaker, so maybe I'll have another speaker, and that'd be cool. My husband said he would like one on his bike, so I'll give him one to put on his bike. Again, it's just a nice little accessory. I couldn't find anywhere else to put it on this bike, so that's what I had to deal with. All right, mirrors. Let me go back to the mirrors, okay? Mirrors are cool. Mirrors are neat. They don't adjust where you can really see around yourself. I spend a lot of time trying to find the people behind me in the mirror and adjusting it. It's just not, and I don't want the end cap mirrors because that makes your overall width a little wider, and I don't want that. So this is an ideal mirror. I'm thinking about flipping it to the bottom underneath the handlebar like you see a lot of people do. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not because this was a pain to get on. I had to remove the bell I had to put this on, then I had to put the bell back. And I like to have the bell where I can reach up and get it with my finger. So I had to make sure that it stayed within a good range, and I was able to twist that knob around and still be able to reach it. So that was kind of cool. The mirror, I got it nice and tight, and the only thing that's adjustable is right here. I cannot get a mirror on this side. It's impossible. Magicycle, it's impossible. I know you sold 2 mirrors with the package. That's cool. It's nearly impossible. You have to leave these where they're at. Moving this over is a pain. And then when you move it over, you got all this moving over, which again cuts into if I wanted the light here, I couldn't do it. The speaker is already close enough to the light as it is, the whole bracket. There's just not enough room. There's not enough real estate on these handlebars for both mirrors and any other accessories that you may sell. Yeah, get rid of the speaker, put the mirror on. That sounds great. But then you got to move this down, and it's very hard to reach with your thumb if you move it much further. I've got rather big hands, and I'm barely touching the gears now. And I'm just touching, I'm not pushing anything. If I can barely touch it now, if I have to move it over to where the speaker is, I've got to physically move my hand to change gears. Not ideal. Just not ideal. This is a perfect location for these gears. This is absolutely perfect. So I opted to go with just one mirror. I have the other mirror. It's useless to me. It is what it is, and I hate that saying, but unfortunately that's where I've been forced to accept it. Anything else I can think of? Right now I really can't think of anything else. It's been an absolute blast being able to modify, customize, personalize, accessorize, whatever you want to call it. It's my setup, it's mine, and it's comfortable. I like it. Oh, let me tell you, the lock. All right, this lock is pretty cool. All right, don't get me wrong. It's pretty cool. It's short. I can't put it around both wheels and the frame, which is what I like to do. Because my front wheel, being the lever action, somebody could just take that wheel right off and then run with the rest of the bike. So I want to be able to lock that front wheel to the frame, and I think this one will go that far, but I didn't really investigate any further because I can't find anywhere to put this on the bike. It will not fit on the bike anywhere. It doesn't fit around this post. It will not fit around this post. I can put it around it, but then I can't screw it shut. And then look where it sticks out. Okay? Just not happening. If this was a true step-through bike anyway, I would be able to step through. Okay? Flip it around here. It's going to be rubbing on the tire. And again, it just didn't fit there. Okay? Seat post. Doesn't fit a seat post. And that's an aftermarket seat post. The stock seat post wouldn't even allow it to be there unless I had it raised up. And not everybody's going to raise their seat post up. Okay, let's run back here to the handlebars. We can put it around the handlebars, but who wants a lock on their handlebars? Okay? Tell me, Magicycle, where do you put a lock? Where? It doesn't work. Can't put it in a basket. That's useless. So that's just going to be sitting there. What I've done is I got another lock. I bought this one at a local bike shop because the other lock from Magicycle was still in transit, and I needed a lock, so I got this one. I really like it. This is the second location I've had it. I originally had it up here, but because of my seat configuration and everything going on there, I've moved it down here for right now. It's leaning against my frame. It's not touching the tire. It's easy to get in and out, and it's secure. It's a very long one. I can put it literally around both tires and the frame and lock it up. So that lock is by far better. I like this one because it's got the 7 different numbers, and that's really cool. It's a lot more combinations. Unfortunately, Magicycle, you need to think that through a little bit more, because that lock is not long enough to do anything but lock a wheel to the frame, and maybe to a post. You can't lock both wheels to the frame. You can lock the front wheel to the frame and a post, and that's it. Maybe that's enough. But, however, even using the lock is one thing. Mounting it so it's available to you is another. There is nowhere to mount that lock on this bike. Now, if somebody has somewhere to mount it, please share with me. Let me know where you have mounted the Magicycle supplied lock on a Cruiser Pro. I cannot find anywhere to mount this lock. And I sat here and stared at it for a couple of hours today, and I just really gave up. I'm going to save it because I'm hoping to get the pet trailer behind this Magicycle. And if there's anybody out there that's got that configuration, I would love to hear your input on that, because I'm trying to figure out what all I need to make that work. I have about a 60-70 pound dog. I found the trailer that I want. I've seen another person riding around the park that I've been riding that had the same trailer, pulling with the Magicycle Cruiser Pro, so I know it does work. Unfortunately, I couldn't catch them to talk to him, so maybe I'll pass them again soon. Let me go back to the basket, okay? I don't know if any of you noticed or not, but the wood's missing. I took the wood out because the wood had mold on it. Now, I cover this bike up when I'm not using it, and I haven't gotten it in the rain. I haven't washed it. I need to. I did hand wipe it down with a towel, but the moisture is coming from the air. I get it, and it seems to be attracted to that bamboo. I have since cleaned it with bleach towels and put it away. That's why I don't have it out here right now, because it's been put away. And some of you may know we've been camping. We're in a camper, so when I put things away, it stays away. I'm not going to go dig it out right now. It's one of those things I don't need, so it's been put to where I can't reach it. And that's ideal for right now. It's safe. It's in a moisture controlled environment. And when I get myself back to my home base, I will investigate options, probably resealing it, if not completely just painting it. I didn't really care for the wood anyway. I thought the wood kind of didn't go well with this black and white theme, so I'll probably cover it in something. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no clue. Maybe not even put anything there. The good thing about not having the bamboo there is whenever I do ride some of the rides that I've been riding and I'm hitting some bumps, my light does not hit the bottom of the basket, which it has been doing, just because of the forks, which is really cool. I love that. I like the forks, how you can adjust them, and I have been doing that because there's some trails that we've been riding has been pretty rough when you hit them on the front, and it bottoms, like I said, it hits the light to the bottom of that basket. So without the board on there, at least the basket is not hitting the light anymore, and when I want to use it, it's available, and I'm not having to reach down and try to get it into position and tilt it back or worry about breaking it. So it's kind of one of those blessings in disguise, as you call it. Overall, though, just a walk around. I have it set up. It's so fun to ride. I find places to go just to get on it and go. I like my accessory bar. I like to have my accessories on it because I just like accessories. I like gadgets. And my GoPro was kind of the first thing I got that bar for. Everything else has just been kind of icing on the cake, so to speak. The light, absolutely love it. GoPro, light, that's all I need on that bar. Magicycle, kudos, nice choice of a light. Unfortunately, the handlebar style of the Cruiser Pro just does not condone to adding that particular light with that particular mount on the handlebars. You just don't have the real estate that you need to be able to twist that light off and have anything else on there. So, any questions, comments, criticisms, thumbs ups, all appreciated. And I appreciate you taking time just to see what all I've done to mine. I'd love to see what you've done to yours. Share some information. Go to our website, willepicadventures.com. Look for our Facebook page. Look for our Instagram. Share with us in our Facebook page. Be sure you like it and follow it. And I'll try to post some things there that maybe didn't make it to a video. But we also appreciate it if you would take some time to subscribe. Got some real epic adventures coming up. We got another chapter starting soon. We're going to be moving from our location. We've been kind of hiding from the cold, and it's gotten beautiful here, and it's about time to go back to home base for a couple of days before we begin our next chapter of adventures. Got a lot of things going on. It's been wonderful spending this time since December with this Magicycle bike and being able to personalize it and have fun with it. Everywhere I go, people want to talk about the Magicycle. They want to hear my opinion, and overall, they're impressed when they see it. They're impressed whenever they hear me talk about it. And I do give them the pros and the cons. Absolutely, positively. There's a couple other cons. Now, there's another video I'm going to put out here soon about another little problem, potential problem. I see it's going to be a problem, and I'm not going to talk about it here because this is supposed to be about all the good things I've added to the bike and the lessons I've learned adding stuff to the bike. So I've taken 20 minutes of your time. I appreciate you taking time, sharing with me what you think of what I've done or what I should or shouldn't have done. I'm sure you'll let me know. Don't forget, give us that thumbs up, okay? We need it. Just let us know if you're out there. Until then, you guys go out and have your own wheel epic adventures.